So you've built this amazing web page, right? It looks perfect. But then you go to test the links and crickets. Nothing happens. Or even worse, the examiner tests them and they're all broken. Well, we are going to fix that right here, right now. And in the process, we're going to lock in some of the easiest marks you can possibly get in your entire web authoring exam.
Does this feel a little too familiar? You know, this is probably one of the most common ways students just drop marks on something that seems so simple. Look, you're not alone, but stick with me through this, and I promise you, this will not be a problem for you ever again.
Okay, so here's the deal. Examiners see the exact same 3 grade-killing mistakes time and time again. First up, there's the absolute file path trap. Yeah, that's when you link to your own C drive. Next, you've got the incomplete email link. You know, the one that's missing that all-important subject line. And finally, the big one, providing a totally useless screenshot of a dialog box instead of the actual HTML code the examiner needs to see to give you the marks.
But here's the good news. Avoiding these traps, it's actually really simple. If you can just master the method we're about to go through, you can instantly nail up to 6 marks just on a single question. So let's dive right into the full mark method.
All right, this isn't about some complicated abstract theory. Nope, this is a simple 4-step method that will guarantee your links work perfectly every single time.
Okay, step 1. And this is probably the most important one of all. You always have to use a relative path. I mean it. If your file path starts with C:\\, it is just plain wrong. Think about it. The examiner isn't on your computer. They don't have your folders. If you get this wrong, you get 0 marks for that link. It is that simple. No wiggle room.
All right, moving on to step 2. Check the target window. You have to read the question carefully. If it says anything like open in a new window or open in a new tab, you absolutely must add the attribute target equals blank to your HTML code. It's a very specific instruction, and forgetting it is just throwing away an easy mark.
Okay, step 3, crafting the perfect email link. It's always going to start with mail to, followed by a colon. But the key detail that examiners are really looking for is the subject. And how do you add that? Well, you use a question mark, then you type subject equals, and then you put in the subject text they asked for. And hey, here's a pro tip, a really crucial detail to make your link solid. For any spaces in the subject, use %20. That's the proper way to do it.
And finally, we're at step 4. This one's about making sure you're linking the right object. So let's say you're working with hotspots on an image, or maybe some fancy buttons. The hyperlink has to be applied to the entire shape, or the whole image itself. You can't just link a little bit of text that's sitting on top of it. That won't cut it.
Right. Theory is great, but let's put this method into action with a real exam question. This is where you'll see exactly how these 4 steps come together to help you scoop up every single mark on the table. So stay with me here, because this is where it all really clicks into place. This example is worth its weight in gold.
Okay, so here's the task, pulled straight from a recent exam paper. Let's break it down. We've got 3 key things to do here. 1, link an image. 2, create a very specific email link with the subject. And 3, add appropriate alternate text. We'll get to what that means. So let's go through this, piece by piece, and see how we can get full marks. First things first, let's look at the file path for the image itself. If your code has that path on the left, the one starting with the C drive, that's an immediate 0. Why? Because that link is totally broken for the examiner. But that simple, clean relative path on the right, that's perfect. That's what works, and that's what gets you the mark.
Now remember, the question asks for appropriate alternate text. So what on earth does appropriate actually mean? Well, it means you have to describe the purpose of the image, its function, especially for accessibility. Just writing image is completely useless, but something like contact us button, now that tells someone using a screen reader exactly what that link does. That is what earns you the mark.
Okay, this is what I call the money shot. The final, absolutely crucial point is your evidence. Listen to me on this. Do not screenshot a dialog box. Just don't do it. You must take a screenshot of the final HTML source code itself. Why? Because this is your proof. It shows the examiner everything. You've got the anchor tag, you've got the href with the full mail to link, and you've got that awesome functional alt text. This is what they need to see.
And boom, there you have it. By just applying those simple, precise steps to this one little question, you've just locked in a potential 6 marks. See? It's all about being precise and giving them the exact evidence they're looking for.
All right, before you even think about submitting any web authoring task, you need a final check. So let's boil all this down into a super simple 5-point checklist. You can run through this in about 30 seconds, and it could literally save your grade.
Okay, here it is. Number 1, are all my paths relative? Check for any C drives, get rid of them. 2, does my email link have both the mail to part and the subject equals part? 3, did the question ask for a new window? If so, did I add target equals blank? 4, does my alt text actually describe the link's purpose? Is it useful? And finally, number 5, is my screenshot evidence showing the final HTML code, not some random dialog box?
So what do you think? Are you ready to go out there and lock in these marks for good? You know, the best way to make this stuff stick is to find another practice question, like right now, and apply this exact checklist. The more you do it, the more it just becomes second nature. You won't even have to think about it. And hey, once you've absolutely nailed this, why not check out some of our other explainers? We've got stuff on CSS that can help you keep building those high-level skills you need for the exam.